Hello students, in this lecture we will learn electrostatic potential energy. Now consider a given system. Then in that system you have to achieve a particular configuration of charges. So to achieve this particular configuration of charges, some work has to be done, and this work done is actually against the electrostatic force. Now basically potential energy is this work done against the electrostatic force to achieve that certain configuration of charges in a system. Now if you consider a positive charge q, which is fixed at some point in space, then if you have to bring some another charge placed somewhere else to this positive charge q, some work has to be done, and the work done is equal to the change in the potential energy of the system. So you can say that the work done against the electrostatic force, as the definition also says, the work done against the electrostatic force, it is equal to the increase in potential energy. So you can write that F dot dr is equal to du. So to make this more clear, first of all consider a charge q is placed at point O, origin O, and now consider another small charge, you can say it as test charge q naught, which is placed at point A, which is at a distance of r1 from O. Now you have to bring this charge placed at point A to point B, and now point B is at a distance of r2. So first of all, at a smaller scale, you will consider this charge q naught is moved by a small distance dr. Now if you consider the small distance dr, then you can write that the work done by the electrostatic force is equal to increase in potential energy. Now this is increase in potential energy, and this is work done, because we are considering that the test charge is moving by a small displacement dr. So force into displacement. So this is work done, which you have to write as minus Fe dr. Fe here is the electrostatic force. Now this negative sign means that the direction of dr, that is displacement, is opposite to that of the electrostatic force. So this is the reason for negative sign. Now in this case we had considered a smaller displacement dr, but the aim is to bring the charge A from B. So for such cases you can integrate this value from r1 to r2. So if we consider the displacement from A to B, then you have to integrate this equation. So integrating from r1 to r2. So integrating this equation from the Coulomb's law, you have seen that the in 11th standard you have learned the electrostatic force of attraction is 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught q naught r cap by r square. So substituting this value here, you will get this equation. Now you have to integrate, so keeping 1 upon 4 pi q and q naught constant, so you have to just integrate 1 upon r square. So in mathematics also you have learned that integration of 1 upon r square is minus 1 by r. So this integration, you have to put the upper limits r1 and r2. So solving those upper limits, you will get this formula: 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught q naught 1 by r2 minus 1 by r1. So moving on to the next. Now this increase in potential energies, it is actually path independent. It depends only on the end point. So this increase in potential energy, we can say it is the work done against electrostatic force. So you can write that the work done is 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught q naught 1 upon r2 minus 1 upon r1. Now if you consider that that test charge is placed at infinity, so in that case your r1 becomes infinity and r2 is r. So in this case you can say that the potential energy is 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught q1 q2 by r. So you can say that this formula gives the potential energy to work done to bring a test charge from infinity to a point. So this is the final formula for potential energy. Now the SI unit of potential energy is joule. Sometimes you consider electron volt also for very small values. So these are the conversions which are very important when you solve numericals. So if you have to define 1 joule, it means that 1 joule is the energy stored in moving a charge of 1 coulomb through a potential difference of 1 volt. So this is the definition of 1 joule, which you should clearly know. Now this is all for this lecture. In the next lecture, we'll see the concept of potential and zero potential.